Hey Japeechen Scouters, Justin here, and today I'd like to show you one of my favorite scout uniform accessories. It's this neckerchief. This neckerchief came from my good friend Scouter Cameron. Scouter Cameron works for a program called Scoutreach. Scoutreach does all kinds of awesome scout activities with local kids in the city limits in their schools. They get to do scouting in school. Isn't that awesome? So, this neckerchief came from one of their events. It was called the Whitney M. Young Service Award. At that dinner, they gave an award to a local community member in honor of their service. They also gave out these stylish neckerchiefs, and I'm really glad to have one. So, let's put it on. First, I'm going to pop my collar. Then, I'm going to take the neckerchief around the back, bring it into the front, put my collar back down. That's looking pretty good already. Although it needs to come together. In the package, Scouter Cameron also sent along this really cool knot. He calls it a woggle. It looks like it's braided, but it's also hollow in the middle. I wonder if we could slide the neckerchief through this and help it hold it together. Let's try it. Let's put the neckerchief together, and then let's take one end and slide it through the middle of the woggle and pull it up. That looks pretty good. I thought it might be fun to teach all of you how to tie your very own woggles. So whenever one of your friends sends you a brand new, really cool neckerchief, you'll have a way to wear it. Okay, to tie our woggle, we're going to need not only a piece of rope that's about 3 feet long, but we're also going to need some hardware, which we don't usually use for knot tying. The first thing we're going to use, you've probably seen before. It's my handy-dandy knot tying demonstration Omatic 5000. If you don't have one of these, that's okay. You can use all kinds of other things to tie this knot around. You could use one of your scout walking sticks, or if you don't have one of those, you could even use your mom's broom handle. Either way, we're going to need something to tie this knot around. Okay, the other things we're going to need are a little less conventional, so follow me here. It'll make more sense once we get started. The first thing we're going to need is some tape. I'm going to use duct tape because it's one of Scout's best friends. The next thing we're going to need, since we're using synthetic rope, is some way to fuse the end. Do you remember when we talked about whipping and fusing a few weeks ago? To fuse the end means we're going to melt it. So to do that, we're going to need either a lighter or a match. For this step, you might want to ask your parents' permission, or maybe even ask them to help you. Okay, so we've got this as well. And then the final thing we're going to need is a little strange. We're either going to need a pencil, or you could use some chopsticks that you get with your takeout meal, or you could use a pick or a screwdriver. Anything that you have that will allow us to get underneath the rope and pull it up to get some slack so we can loop in and out. I'm going to use this pick because I have it. Okay, to start our woggle, we're going to take a small piece of tape and tear it off, and then we're going to take one end of our rope and we're going to tape it to the pole that we're tying around. So let's take that tape, put it around here, and let's tape it to the pole so it's very secure. There we go. That's not going anywhere. Okay, now to the actual knot. The first thing we're going to want to do is come down about 3 or 4 inches, take our pointing finger, and place it on top. Now, very similar to the clove hitch knot that we tied a few weeks ago, we're going to go over and around and then over again and make an X. Do you see the X we made? Great. Now, let's come around a third time, and then here, where we usually would take our pinching fingers and pick that X up and slide underneath it, instead of doing that, we're going to come around and see the standing end of the rope. We're just going to slide right underneath the standing end. And then let's pull it tight. And there we go. Okay, at this point, you should have an X and your running end going underneath the standing end. Now, see this X? We're going to take our running end and we're going to go over top of this piece and then underneath this piece. So let's go over and under. And pull it tight. There we go. That's starting to look pretty good already. Okay, this is the trickiest part of the woggle knot, so follow me. See how we have one strand, two strands, and then our running end? So here, we want to overlap these two strands and make an X. So let's pull this out and cross it over itself. And see, now I've made an X. What we're going to do is we're going to take our running end and go over top and then underneath and pull it tight. And there we go. As I said, this is the most difficult part of the woggle knot. So if you can do that, you can do the rest of it. From here, let's turn it so you can see. You'll notice that we have another X. What we're going to do is take our running end and let's go over top of this piece and underneath this piece. Ready? Over, and then pull it out, and let's go under and pull it tight. Perfect. As you can see, we're back where we started. This is our standing end and this is our running end, and they're right next to each other. You could finish your woggle knot here, but it looks a lot better if we double it over itself. To double it over itself, we're going to take what's left of our running end and we're going to follow the standing end. Everywhere it goes, we're going to go. So, where does it go first? It comes over, and then right here, it goes under. So here's where we're going to use our pick or our pencil or our chopstick, and let's go right inside there and pull it up to give ourselves some slack. Now we'll be able to fit our string inside of there. So here we go. Let's go over and under. And then let's pull it tight. And there we go. Okay, let's keep going. So where does it go from here? Well, it comes over, and then right here, it goes under again. So let's take our pointer, go in, and pull up, giving ourselves some slack. And then right here, let's go over and under and right through there. Okay, this is looking great. We've got one more place that our running end needs to go. So let's follow it. And as you see, it's going over, and then right here, it's going to go under again. This one may be the hardest one to get out because we've tied this knot very tight. So let's get our pick in there. Let's pull ourselves up some slack. And there we go. And then to finish it off, let's take our running end over and under. There we go. That's a perfect woggle knot. As you can see, we're right back where we started. So, to finish this knot off, the first thing we're going to do is let's take the tape off. And there we go. And now we'll have two ends. Then, let's take our scissors or a knife and let's cut off both of these tails. Let's start here and cut it off. And then, let's take this one and cut it off close. Perfect. So, at this point, we're going to need to fuse the end of our rope because if we don't, it's going to start to unravel. So here's where you might need your parents' permission or even their help. Let's get out our handy dandy campfire lighter or a match. Let's turn it and let's light and fuse the end, both of the ends that we cut. Let's fuse the first end. And there we go, just very quick. Then let's turn it and let's fuse the other end. And there we go, just a little bit more. Perfect. Okay, now comes my favorite part, trying it on. So let's take it off of our pole and let's put away our handy dandy rope tying demonstration O-Matic 5000 and let's examine what we made. This is a perfect woggle knot. Sometimes you can even wear two. Let's try it on. There we go. That looks even better. Do you think that you could work on this woggle knot at home? I bet you can. If you have problems, watch the video again. It'll help. This is one of those knots that you need to practice. So, for the next 30 days while we're stuck at home, remember to practice your woggle, and until we see each other again, stay safe and stay scouting.